What's going on, guys? Again, I'm back here, and human, by the way, if you didn't notice by our video title, and bringing you guys a little bit different video from what you're used to seeing on this channel, even though we don't have so much going yet. But it is Warframe, but I plan to explain everything in this game to you step by step. So today we're going to go over pretty much the basics of this. So you'll notice here, when you start it up, you won't have all this stuff unlocked. It'll all be locked except for this one little tiny one here, Mercury. So you can click on this here and you'll see levels, and again, all these will be locked except for Terminus here. Now I'll get into the gameplay in just a minute here, but I just want to explain this. So what happens is, it's a pretty basic level system here. So you have your first one, and as you go it trees out, and when you hit one of these it branches out into like extra ones, and then you get to here when these two, and they branch out to what looks like other planet names, which is correct. So you just hit this one once you get there, and you have Saturn unlocked. Now you see it comes in from Mercury here, so you will start right here, and you work your way over to this one. Is a dead end here, but it is a mission, so why not complete it? We have Titan here, it leads here, and it appears Saturn does not lead anywhere else, but Saturn is a great place, and I'll explain why in a second. You hear Venus here leads off into many places such as Mars, Earth, and Uranus, all Neptune and Pluto. Now I haven't gotten to any of these two here, any of these yellow ones. Yellow is what happens, what's the next thing you can go to here on the list. I have done everything in blue though. Now, I'll explain here what I mean by when I said Saturn in general was a better one, even though it technically leads you nowhere. I mean, like, you might wonder, why would I go to Saturn? There's no gain there yet. Maybe later in the game when I feel like it. But if you come up to your arsenal here, you'll notice I have rank 20 here, rank 10, 17, and 15. And you may be wondering, if you're playing with this, maybe your sidearm might be a little bit different in your melee weapon, but your suit should be around the same weapon or same level as your highest or your main weapon, because you're using your main weapon. Well, it turns out if you buy a weapon and swap it out, which I'll explain how to do in a minute, it sets your rank to a lower rank, but you can always switch back. Now, today we're going to go over just the basics, so I'll get into the arsenal breakdown later and all the inventory and gears and stuff, but today we're just going to go over the basics. So you have your contacts here, which is something you might want in the beginning, and I only have 2 contacts here because I've only played with 2 people so far. Now, this is Ghost, by the way. You can just add somebody here, I believe here, or up here. And, oh, it's right in front of my face, right down here. You just type in their name, and then you hit enter, and then they have to accept it. Now, when they're in their arsenal and stuff, it'll say they're busy, or it won't let you join their game, but you will come out here. Now, before you join a game, because if you join a game right from the start, you will notice that random people start joining you from online and stuff. Well, if you don't want that to happen, if you notice mine says private up here, you just hit this, go down to private or solo. The difference between private and solo is the fact that your contacts can join you in private whenever they want. So if you're in the middle of a level and they decide they want to beat that level, or if they just want to come join you, they go ahead and they go into contacts, right click, and they'll hit join. I can't join because neither one's online right now. So here, I'll start up Terminus here, so you just click it to start, and I'll explain the basics of it first. So here we have our loading screen. In the bottom, see everyone's loading screen and your contacts with you. You do a little fly in here, and then it shows this little cinematic here of you dropping down, and as you see my sword's lightning. I'll explain why that is in a later video too. Now, it's a third-person game, and it's really fluid, so you obviously you can see you run around here. Now here's a basic thing. Anything green like this, you can go up and press X to open, but you can't open the red ones. There's not a way to unlock those or anything. Same with red doors. Red doors do not come unlocked. Yellow doors, however, have a chance of being unlocked through certain things. Now, as you see here, that was an enemy right there. I just killed him. Well, I've bought a bow through the market here, not with real money. I use in-game credits, and so I have a really powerful bow for this mission. But you will start with a machine gun, which will not be just as powerful as this. But as you see, you aim the basic right-click aim. You come around a corner, you know, kind of like that. You just left-click shoot. For me, it's left-click pull back. R is reload. It's basic shift. Now, here's a cool thing. If you want, let me kill these enemies here first. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. When you start on this any mission, you're completely undetected except for survival missions, which I will explain again later. There's a lot to explain. I know it's probably a little confusing so far, but when you start, you're completely in disguise and undiscovered until one of them sees you attacking, and then they go hit the switch where it alerts everyone else that you're on the ship. So when you get alerted that you're on the ship, enemies start coming after you non-stop through the entire level. Now there is some downtime every once in a while throughout the level, usually at the end, but it differs. So if you think you can get through a mission stealthily, it always helps. And I've only done it a couple times successfully, and that's only on like low missions like this where I can kill every enemy I see with one hit first.
That's the reactor.
Now,
Close its core and destroy it.
Go these here. I'll show you a few cool things you can do with your character, acrobatics-wise. Sure, I kill these, of course. Okay, so you can. I'll explain this destroy the reactor thing in a second, but let's say you want to. If you run and press control, well, control is crouch. But if you run and press control, you can glide like this, and you can like shoot and everything while you're sliding. So see, I pull back a bow here and I can just shoot it. It's a pretty cool mechanic. And you can do so many acrobatics. For instance, if you jump and do a slide, you can slide in the air. If you slide and jump, you can do a flip. It's very fluid, and it almost makes you feel restricted playing other shooters or any kind of game, really. Now see here, I pressed X to raise the reactor. It's part of this mission. This little thing comes out here, and I start destroying it with my sword, which is another melee weapon you always have. You upgrade and stuff, like that. And you see, I gotta destroy every one of these orbs here. Slowly destroy them. I'm terrible at this. Hold on here, I'll switch to my secondary here to speed this up, which is dual pistols. Again, I have bought those. Start with a single one of these. And I've destroyed that. Now, if you look at my map here, which I probably should have explained at the beginning, you'll see the little exclamation point type thing. Almost looks like a hazard sign. It lets you know where you need to go next. So if you're ever lost, you just look up at the map and you just head that way. Now sometimes the map is a little glitchy considering this game's in beta, so it does mess up every once in a while. I've only had it mess up twice my entire time playing. And then in that case, you just start trying to find your way through and it'll eventually fix itself. So it's not too much to worry about. It's not too difficult or anything. You see here, I'm getting these things out of lockers here, and once in a while you can find materials which you can build new weapons with. You have to find the blueprints, or you have to buy the blueprints for the weapon first. And those are weapons that normally you could only buy through premium credits, but you can't build them. You see here I come up with a sword. So the sword you'll start with is, again, it's not the same one I have, so it won't be this powerful. But you ever find yourself in a fix and you just reach up and hit E, and it'll save your life every time. Well, not every time, I take that back. There have been a couple bosses where it's not helpful at all. And yes, this game does have some difficult bosses. That's where you get your parts for new guns and weapons and new suits and stuff. What I mean by suit is if you see like what character I am, you can actually change what that is. And you can pick one of the 3 at the beginning, but you can find new ones throughout the game that are a lot better than the ones you can pick at the beginning, depending on your playstyle. There are a couple in the beginning, or the other 2 in the beginning, other than this one, are good for certain playstyles. But there's another one I've been trying to kill a boss over and over for to get. It's a little difficult. Okay. Now, I believe I'm at the end here. Yep. Oh, no, I got an elevator here. So this is an elevator. You just kind of hit it, wait here, and it just kind of goes up. Simple. I mean, that's what an elevator is. What else would you expect? Now here would be the end here. And the only reason I know that is because I know what the map looks like at the end. But you'll see this thing, and sometimes the room looks a little different, but there's always one of these on at least Mercury. Some planets make it differently. But you just walk up to it, and you're gonna hop in like this. You'll step in, and then you beat the mission. And that was it. Simple as that. Now, later missions, this game doesn't get so easy, and that's what I told you. Yeah, Saturn is a great place to go because you get through Venus and you're not high enough level to move on to next planets. So you go and beat Saturn to get all of the extra stuff. Now here you'll see your mission complete and your stats. when you play with other people, you'll have them all listed here, and there can actually be more than 4 people. It only just has 4 here. Standard. You'll see total kills, the percentage of the damage taken. Obviously, I have 100% because I'm alone. Fire percent or fire accuracy. You'll see damage dealt, damage taken. I didn't get any headshots. Melee kills. Ups received. And that's pretty much the basics of this game. So I will go into the rest of the stuff in the next video. So I will see you guys next.